Welcome to your daily focus for September the 24th, 2021. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. So we have the 24 energy, and with the 24 energy, we can get flashes of insight to lead us forward. 2 plus 4 is 6, so it could be health and well-being. It could be our routines. It could be our job, our work that we do, the mundane in our life. So pay attention to those little aha moments, those little epiphanies that we have about the small things in our life. Because when we can tidy up those small little loose ends everywhere, we create time and energy and resources that we didn't even know existed. If we do the numerology of the day, it is a 20 energy. That is very much about awakenings, turning points, understanding that we need to make new decisions, different choices. It may be a little difficult because we do have the sun in Libra now, so we will be seeing both sides of the coin. We'll want to keep the harmony. We'll compromise. Be very careful when you compromise that you're not giving away your power, your strength, your resources, your time, your energy, if you need to utilize it in other ways in your path. So be true to yourself. That's probably the strongest energy, I think, of Libra. And why, Libras, they tend to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But when they make a decision, it's right. It's right beyond any kind of... They don't have to backstep. They don't have to revisit in order to go forward. Among so many other beautiful qualities. I could sit here and go on and on and on about the beauty of the Libra. And Libra is about beauty and seeing the beauty in others, seeing the beauty in our relationships, our surroundings, creating beauty, happiness, joy. Moon is in Taurus, so we'll be a little bit more laid back. We'll want comfort. We'll want surety. It's kind of a stop and smell the roses kind of energy. It's more grounded. It has more to do with our 5 senses. It's more of an earthy kind of energy. So if you can get out in nature, it's a beautiful time when we have our moon in Taurus to get out and just smell the flowers. Take a breather, take a rest, take a deep breath. Reward yourself with a feeling of serenity. Even if it's only fleeting, even if it's only for a couple of minutes. Try and create that in your life today. And you'll be amazed at how much energy and power it can actually have in healing you and allowing you to have new insights, new focus, new understandings, new capabilities. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say here. We have, look at this, the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Swords is here. This is standing in our truth. But not to the point, you know how sometimes we kind of dig our heels in on a subject and then we're kind of like, oh, they've got a point there, but I'm not going to give it this. If I give them that, then I'll have to give them a whole bunch. I ain't doing that because I'm right about what I'm saying and they need to understand that. And you start to talk yourself into a corner. And you should have just said a long time ago, I see where you're coming from. So it's about us kind of letting pride get in the way. Our ego. We don't want to be laughed at. We don't want to be shamed. We don't want to be pointed out. So we just keep going with what we were saying, even though it's not serving us anymore. It's not serving our truth anymore. This is about serving our truth. Standing strong for who you are. And yes, people may leave your life under these circumstances. Or you may find new people to walk with. Or you may be growing a relationship deeper. So there's a lot of turning points here. And I think a turning points mainly will have to do with standing in your truth. And what needs to be in place. What needs to be done. in order to bring a balance or a harmony into your life. So this could be standing up for yourself. This could be taking a risk on yourself. This could be deciding to do something hard, something difficult, something that'll take courage and passion in order to take that first step. And standing in your truth and not letting people tell you who you should be or what you should do, where you should go, who you should date, who you should hang with. But rather what serves you, what brings value into your life. And chances are value into others because of the connections. Look at this, the Six of Cups. We haven't seen the Six of Cups in a while, and now it's popped up a couple of times recently. I really get this as it's a wound that, you know, we all have many of these types of wounds. We don't even realize it because we're born into this world and then we start to get programmed, so to speak. Our parents have certain customs, ways of living. We take that as natural, a way that everybody lives. We find out others live in different ways. We find out more about the world. But we start with the foundation. We start with what we were taught, right from wrong. And that right from that wrong, not necessarily the world's perception. It could be a community's perception, a province, a state's perception, a continent's perception. And we're told all of these things are truths, and most of it we buy into because everybody around us believes the same thing to one degree or another. When I was growing up, I was told to get out of high school, get into a factory job, and retire. Those kinds of jobs are still out there, but basically non-existent. So if I came and told my kids to do that kind of thing, they wouldn't have a chance of surviving in this world because everybody has jobs for 2 or 3 years and then they move somewhere else. It's all contracts. There are no pension plans, so to speak, anymore. In many ways, not the pension plans that were once created. This card is telling us that we were told in some way, in some form, not to touch the flowers, not to go near the flowers, not to even glance at the flowers. The flowers weren't for you. How dare you even want to look at those flowers? How do you think you deserve or worthy of being near those flowers? Don't touch them, don't smell them, don't look at them. And I don't know what the flowers represent in your life, but it could be 100 things. We will always, the more we learn about ourselves, understand why we think the way we think, why we're attracted to certain things, why we're repelled against other things, why we have fears, why we have anxieties, what brings us happiness and joy as well. It's all part of the package. But here we're being told to open our eyes to what is readily available to us, but we don't think it is. We were told it wasn't for one reason or another. This could have been somebody telling you you'd never make it in the world. This could be somebody telling you children should be seen and not heard. This could have been somebody telling you you were dumb or unfit or not worthy or deserving, not nice, bad person, dumb person. Somebody who saw you starting to jump into your passion and tell you that what you're doing is worthless. It'll never amount to anything. You won't be able to pay the bills with it. You're no good at it. You have to live in this kind of neighborhood. You have to wear these kinds of clothes. You have to wear this kind of hairstyle. You have to conform. And how have you been taught to conform where it has restricted you? And realizing that you didn't need to conform at all. That you could change something in your life. That you could, and it's, it's the small little mundane things, I believe, today. It's those little things in life, and it explodes into something great because it puts you on to a new path, a new awareness, a new enlightenment. A turning point happens. The chariot. The chariot is about backing it up, pulling it back, thinking it through. The chariot is about owning the path and knowing what you need to do and where you need to go. The fog is thick. You just don't want to rush into anything. And I think there's a level of risk, an emotional risk, that we have to take today. One that we seem as much a bigger mountain to climb than it truly is. Once we do attempt to climb that mountain, we find it was just a little hop over, like a little anthill or something. So, but we could see it as a bigger step than what it really is when we actually take it. When we think everybody's going to notice and nobody says a thing, life goes on. And here you were all pent up about if you did it, what would become of everything. When in fact, nobody even noticed that you did. And you're happier for it. More in balance, more in tune. Standing in your truth. Okay, let's get a mantra card. Okay, look at this. The owl. Follow your intuition. There's been a lot about intuition, our psychic ability being heightened during this time. So the owl is here to tell us to follow our intuition, to follow our gut, to ask ourselves, how does this make me feel? What kind of emotion does it bring on? Does it bring happiness, joy, rage, greed, jealousy, love, passion, desire? What kind of emotion? Does it make you sick to your stomach? Does it make you want to dance for joy? And really pay attention to that gut feeling, what it's telling you. Trust me when I say it's just a part of our human survival. We will never make a choice that is bad for us at the time. Now, when we look back, it could have been a very bad choice, but we would never intentionally do that. And the more you can attune yourself to your emotion and ask yourself some strong questions to identify with your truth, understanding of your truth, a better understanding of your truth. And then you can make those determinations in your life to make those small changes. Because you already felt the emotion of the happiness it's going to bring. Or perhaps the anxiety it's going to bring in. So you go, oh, that's not the right step for me after all. That's going to cause this in my life. Okay, owl. So the mantra is, I am wise and intuitive. I follow my inner wisdom to prosperity. I follow my inner wisdom to prosperity. What a beautiful mantra to say every day. Gosh, just say that for the rest of the year. I follow my inner wisdom to prosperity. Your prosperity may be love, it may be good health, it may be money. Whatever your truth of abundance and happiness is. You look at like smoking. This is playing in my mind, so I've got to talk about it. You guys know that. I've got to jabber for a minute. Um, I was showing my kids some videos of commercials, right, where the doctor is recommending a carton of cigarettes, and he's sitting there promoting it as he's smoking his cigarette. And he's got, for his next patient, a carton, or the patient brings it in for the doctor, and they sit there in the office and have a cigarette. And how it was that, every hero, every good person, smoked. That was part of it. You didn't fit in if you didn't smoke, and it was a culture. So when we talk about being conditioned, right, all of a sudden you had to smoke. And it was funny because I was showing my one son it, and I said, I don't understand it. He was in high school at the time. And I said, in my day, it was promoted. It was a good thing to smoke. You were more social. You were more likable. You could fit into society more because you smoked. It was a good thing. I said, but now you guys know what it does to you to smoke. So why do you guys smoke? I don't understand that. And he goes, because you guys tell us not to. Um, Perfect teenage answer, being completely true. But, look in your life where you may have been conditioned to think that this is a healthy option or a good option or a safe option or a realistic option. Is it tried and true? Is it risky but doable? Okay, look at this. Freedom. Freedom with the horse. Freedom, transformation, free spirit, move, and courage. The secret of happiness is freedom. The secret of freedom is courage. So sometimes we do have to take a risk, a chance on ourselves, follow our inner longings, our desires, our passions. Realize some of those goals we can set for ourselves. Bring in successes to celebrate down the road. Horse has a powerful message to share with you in regards to your time of transformation and newfound freedoms that you will acquire shortly. Sometimes it is easier just to sit in your fuzzy PJs, hope life will change. Yet you continue to allow yourself to be shackled away from your true spirit and soul. Horse tells you it's time to dream big. It may be time to make changes within your current relationships, whether romantic or platonic, or it could be that you feel stifled by your current career choice. Freedom doesn't mean you have to give up your entire life. Allow yourself to disconnect from the anchors tied around you. It takes courage. The end result will be a positive one. Spend some time in nature, taking in the feeling of the wind in your hair. Breathe in nature's goodness and just be. Just a few moments of solitude each day can allow your soul to reboot and clear itself from life's toxicities, freeing it in order to see the proper path. Horse could mean it's time to visit the country. So, create the freedom. What is holding you back? What is binding you? What is burdening you? What is weighing you down? What doesn't allow you to really walk in your true self? And what little tiny changes can you make in your life? What little sparks of inspiration do you see going forward? The flashes of insight. Remember the 24 energy, showing you the path to happiness and joy, and what has been holding you back from the giggles and laughter. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.